Hello and welcome to the 2019 Awards Program webinar. My name is Rhonda Wilhite and I am the Awards and Chapter Relations Associate with APWA, and this is my 21st year administering the awards program. Today we are going to look at the updated awards website, how to submit online, resources available, and where to find them. You can locate the award pages on the APWA website by going to apwa.net and clicking on the About tab. This home page has been redesigned for easier access to the things that matter most to you. New to this page is sponsorship opportunities and the section now that you have received an award, what happens next? A chapter or award winner can refer to this area to know what is happening between the time they receive the good news to the award ceremony at PWX. To reach the page that contains the criteria, forms, and location to submit your nomination, click on the title where you see the green arrow at Awards Criteria and Submission. The awards criteria page hasn't changed except that the 2018 criteria has been replaced with the 2019. But what I do want to point out is on this page is that where you see the green arrow is a quick way to download all the awards program criteria at once. This comes in very helpful if you are a chapter awards committee member or helping your winners compete at the national level. This way you can download all of them at once, and I even use this feature many, many times. The next thing we're going to talk about is due dates, timelines, and resources. This is where you're going to find the due dates for the 2019 awards, and they are the Excellence in Snow and Ice Control Award was due December 3rd, 2018. PACE Award will be due June 3rd, 2019. And all other awards are due March 4th, 2019. The timeline covers what happens after you submit an award nomination. Resources, that contains my contact information for assistance or award examples. Under the other green arrow, you will see sponsorship opportunities. This is new. We've added that to help secure sponsors for our award ceremony at PWX. How to submit an award nomination. So I'm really excited about this because this year we've added a PowerPoint slide tutorial on how to submit a Public Works Project of the Year. Now this can be downloaded and emailed to potential nominees for any award because the first few steps are the same. I just chose Project of the Year because that's the one we receive most of the nominations, and that's the ones that's usually where a lot of non-members are online and nominating their project. So they're not familiar with APWA. They maybe have never done this before, so they need the most help. So that's why the tutorial. So when you get a chance to visit that, please click there, download it. I think that it will be very helpful for any of your nominations. So we've quickly covered the first four areas: awards criteria, the submission, the due dates, sponsorship opportunities. So next I want to talk about, now that you've received an award, what happens next? I found that from the time they get in very early April, hey, you've won, they don't know what's going to happen between April and then August, where the award ceremony takes place. So I've added that to this page. This will help educate the recipients of what is needed by APWA and when to expect final instructions for the ceremony. And so if you, as in a chapter, get someone who is calling you about this, you can also refer them to that site on our website, or you can just have them contact me. This is what that looks like once you click on that. You're going to say congratulations, and so depending on the award that they received, that's the timeline you're going to see below. And so it's very informative. It's new. I think it'll be very helpful. Something else that's old but yet new is the past award winners. It used to be you would just have a list of your past award winners, but this year we've done something new. We've added that a list of the nominator and the region. So here's your past awards. You click on, let's say, Top 10 Public Works Leaders of the Year, and then you're going to notice that what's been added is the chapter and the region. So they're Excel spreadsheets. You can download them. You can find out who has won this award from your chapter, and you can do it also from the region. So here's a little snippet of the top 10 list, and over to the right, you'll see the chapter and the region. I did this for the top 10. I've already kind of sorted it and kind of wanted to know who or what chapters had won, or who had the most top 10s from their chapter, and it was Mid-Atlantic. They had 49 since the inception. We're talking from back to 1960. Chicago Metro came in second with 41. Florida, they gained 3 top 10s because we actually had 3 from Puerto Rico before Puerto Rico's chapter went into Florida. So they have 30. But we had a 3-way tie for the top 10 for the top 10. That was Arizona, Kansas City Metro, and Minnesota all had 17. So I went and took it further down to the top 20 just for my own use here. And so we kind of have a 3-way tie for the in 20th place. Iowa, North Carolina, and San Diego all came in at 12 top 10s. So it was very interesting, and that's just, what you can do if you just kind of want to know and to get some excitement going. You can kind of just sort these lists and see where your chapter stands with either the top 10 or any other award that you may choose. The chapter leader resources. I hope all of you have been out there. What I'm going to talk about now is if you don't serve as a chapter or branch officer or committee chair, you won't be able to access this area. But this area is very rich with all kinds of resources. But the first area I want to talk about is there in the middle of the YouTube channel icon, the red with the white and then the red arrow, or I want to talk about that. That is our chapter leader YouTube channel. You will see this red YouTube icon in the middle, and it's going to take you directly to all pre-recorded webinars, including the one we're doing today, which will be posted in a week or two. We have one that we did on fallen heroes that was a few weeks ago. You're going to find it at the very bottom. Unfortunately, the newer ones are posted at the bottom of the list. But I would also suggest that you watch the 4-minute and 35-second chapter leader resource tutorial, and the most recent recordings, again, like I said, are going to be at the bottom, so you're going to need to scroll down to the bottom of the page in order to view the most recent webinars. But this is what the YouTube channel looks like, and you get access through that through the chapter leader resources. The next area we're going to talk about is the awards section. You will find access to it at the top of the page as indicated by the green arrow. On this page, each of these areas in blue are drop-down helps. When you choose sample nominations, you can use these and even share these samples with potential award nominations. If you download an example to share, please make them aware that they cannot post any part of the nomination online, and it is to be used only for award preparation purposes. These have very personal and sensitive information and are not to be shared publicly or used where they violate the trust of the award recipient that has given their permission to share with us. I also want to point out that you'll also see in this area is the 30 community service projects and resources for your chapter. This was created to assist chapters pursuing the PACE Award. Community service is one of the criteria, and many chapters struggle with what to do, especially the smaller chapters. You may know about some of the ideas listed, but I'm sure some will surprise you. In fact, I've got the paper here, and I was going to let you know we have it separated. The first covers public works industry-related community services. Then we go into community-related service projects, community service projects for children, and community service projects for animals. One of the ones under animals is promote rabies vaccination program in your community. One for children, and also it can also cover the animals is the giveaway bumble bands. These bumble bands are strips of paper with seeds for bee-friendly plants glued to them. And then there's a host a betterworldbook.com book drop box so that you can collect books for children. And then, of course, donate old eyeglasses to an organization that collects and distributes them to people in need. So there are 30 different projects there. Some, yes, you've probably done, you probably know about, and then there's some also websites that you probably don't know about on that. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that. So again, each of these areas is great because you're going to need community service for your PACE award. In 2020, and not the 2019, so not the one that you're getting right this year, 2019, but there will be some slight changes to the 2020 PACE criteria. And what I mean by slight changes is really not going to change anything at all. It's basically the wording. The word social media, which all chapters are doing already, will be listed under member-to-member outreach. It just isn't there, and we thought, well, we need to include it. So that's going to be added, but in 2020. And chapter diversity inclusive programs and activities are already there, but we're now just going to add a definition. That's going to be in the 2020 criteria, not this 2019, but I just kind of wanted to get it out there to make you aware. And the PACE Award will be discussed thoroughly in a webinar that will take place in April of 2019. The announcement will appear in the weekly email in the works as time gets nearer. We haven't really nailed down the date yet, but we do this every April when you find out if your chapter qualifies to submit or not, and then that way it's worth your time to also attend that webinar. So this concludes our 2019 program webinar, and I want to open it up for questions now. And you can ask me any of the questions. It doesn't necessarily have to be what I just talked about. It can be awards in general. And did I go too fast through all of the slides? Let me know. And unmute your phone. We have no questions. That's great. Did I mentioned the upcoming webinar also for Membership 101s coming up. If you look at the in the works, we're going to have a lot more webinars coming up, so I want to make sure. Again, this is going to be posted at the end of the about 2 weeks, and it'll be at the very end of the YouTube channel listing. So I also want to put out my email there. And again, most of you know me. I'm here to help you with your chapter awards. We are also working on a chapter awards manual, and hopefully that's going to be done sometime in 2019. That way it can also help you in 2020. With that being said, I want to thank you all very much, and if there's no further questions, please reach me if you need me, and I thank you for attending.